So Carmelo Anthony's podcast, W Podcast, sometimes he gets really salacious out there, but they had a great topic, and I wanted us to watch this just a little bit and then talk about it.
Okay. Now, Kai's on the come up. You know what I mean? Knowing what you know now, and the business of the game has changed and all that, like, what kind of game are you giving him? Are you, like, of the mind of, like, because my wife, bro, she's like, y'all are all going to college. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care if you drop a platinum album and you become a bazillionaire, you're going to college. So is it like the same type of energy, or is it like more?
My son is going to college. Like, it ain't no, like, I don't even preach one and done to him.
Right.
Like, we not even playing that game, because I don't even want you to start thinking that right now.
Right.
Right.
Like, I'm ready now.
But you start shortcutting shit. And you start rushing shit. We ain't rushing nothing. Nigga, you going to college. If you had to stay for 2, you had to stay for 3, we going to college. We'll figure it out. We adapt as we go. If you ready to go after your first year, then we'll look at it.
Right.
But that's not a priority to us. Right. I also teach him the business of the game. You ain't got to go get the 200, 300. Right. Like, you understand? Like, because I know what you really want. Right. Like, let's be frank. Like,
I got you.
Money's there. Like, these kids want money. We all want money.
Yeah.
You want to hoop, but you want money too.
Yo, because
you want to get there, right? So the way you get there is by being paid.
Not to cut you off, and not having the ability to cut him off is crazy. I just want to say that. Real beta.
Patient, taking your time.
Right.
That's why in the NBA, you start seeing guys who come out one and done, or they go into Ignite and then they come to the league. They start falling off. Because they don't have a role. They don't have a place on that team. Now, when you coming out and you taking your time, and guys really get to see you develop, okay, from 16 to 19, like, I can't judge you I can't rate you as a pro right now at 16, 17 years old. You still haven't physically developed yet. You still haven't thought the game yet. You don't even know how to move on the court. I want you, I see the potential, but just know there's a large chance that you're going to come here and you're not going to play.
Right.
Because you're just not prepared to be a pro yet.
Yeah.
They go on, and I encourage everybody to watch that full video. It's only 8 minutes and 52 seconds. They go on to talk about, the different players who have attempted that, the failures, most notably, and, Melo doesn't say it, but Bomani says it, D Wade's son, Amari Bailey, some of those names like that. And they talk about just how hard it is to get to the league before you can even talk about staying in the league. And I have some thoughts about this, but I wanted to hear what y'all had to say about this topic.
So we dunk on players a lot of the time when they talk basketball, especially about themselves. But as me and Souls have been preaching on Souls and Sage, you got to have that level of ignorance or cockiness or ego to make the league. And I say that to say I've never considered every player in the league fucking stupid in life. Like, I've never done that. They can have some takes I disagree with. Never considered them stupid. Melo clearly knows what he's doing here. I pretty much 1,000% agree with it. The idea, it is just a risk for no reason. It's a bet on yourself thing, and I'm a bet on yourself type of guy. So I understand it, but I was, even while I was doing YouTube, getting that degree, I don't give a fuck. In fact, I had to go up to campus today. True story, because they playing with my degree, but like literally just don't have it. But that's besides the point. I've literally I'm all for former players who turn into fathers telling their sons, okay, you want to go to the league? You want to be like Pops? You're doing 4 years. You're getting that degree. If you make the league, guess who's going to type that shit up and be on blackboard.com? You're getting your degree, bro, because you never know what can happen, bro. Injuries can happen. Fuck not being good enough that they're probably going to talk about. Fuck not being marketable like they're going to talk about. Then your ACL go out, use some shit, now it's over with. And what you going to do? Now you're going to start school later. Start school now while you are literally supposed to. And then I don't want to make this a complete college conversation, so I'll stop here. Also, live life, bro. It's more to life than just hoops. College, the most regretful thing that happened to me today, I brought up me getting hold of my degree because I walked on my campus today. And I just felt kind of like, damn, because I'm a whole different person now. And I hate when people say this, so I'm cringing at myself. But I'm a whole different person now than I was my freshman year of college. Freshman year of college, book bag, binder, to class, go home. Now I walk on campus today, nigga. I talked to like 10 people. All I had to do is go to advisement to get a degree. Next thing I know, I'm in the student center. But I bought a motherfucking a little jacket because I fuck with the school, and I'm just like, damn. I wish I was like this when I started school. I even for a second I was like, yo, getting a master's don't sound too bad no more. And I'm telling you, bro, live life, bro. It's more to life than just hoops. I actually fuck with Melo 1000% here.
I think for me, what I took away was I think he's just trying to level Keon's or Kai's expectations in terms of the NBA because he grew up with a star dad. People probably want him to be a star, but in actuality, like, yo, there is no shame in being just a role player in the league, even though your dad is this, superstar NBA legend. You know what I'm saying? And if anything, like, what's actually gonna get you paid in the long run, more sustainably, if you want your own career in basketball for as long as you can, is not being a star, because being a star is such an outlier thing. And I don't know his rankings in this class, but is it extremely high? I don't think it is, right? But even out of those extremely high ranked prospects, out of let's say the top 20, maybe even like every single draft class, really only 5 become stars, right, out of 60 players. And that's just the players who got drafted, let alone the people who tried to be in that class. So, I think it's the right mentality to instill into him.
He is 45th in his class.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm with that.
15 teams make 15 different reaches. That's very possible.
And quite frankly, he doesn't need the Supermax. I'm gonna just be honest. Like, he already has the backup of his dad. I know he wants to make his own money, but if he's making $5-7 million a year on his own, on top of having that backup, it's like, it's a great life. I don't know. It's a fantastic
that rookie
life.
Contract of 6 figures.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
So he's sounding the alarm that a lot of people have been sounding the alarm with, like AAU culture and this one and done culture and stuff like that. They've been doing this for a long time. It not just to his son, because we talked about D Wade's son, or I mentioned him before, but D Wade's son played. I mean, went to Sierra Canyon. D Wade's son had terrible, ending of like high school going into college and stuff like that. If I remember correctly, went to Sierra Canyon and was played over at Sierra Canyon. Somebody came and played over him. Maybe it was Amari Bailey. I can't remember. I think it was, but was better than him essentially. Then goes, and I think he goes to the G League. Went straight to the G League or something like that right out of high school. Didn't even go to college. Declares for the draft. Does all these things, and it just doesn't work out. Play 12 games in the G League, Salt Lake City Stars. That's when D Wade announced he was part of the ownership team and all that stuff like that. And then now he's in playing for the Cape Town Tigers, which is the African Basketball League.
Damn.
Y'all know, yeah. And same thing with the with Sharif O'Neal. He had that.
I forgot about him.
Never really accessed all of his eligibility.
Didn't have a crazy injury though.
He had a medical condition his first year. Mm-hmm. He had a medical condition his first year, but then went and played 3 years in college. Right, I'm looking at it. 1 at UCLA, 2 at LSU. But I think there's a COVID year in that and all that stuff. He has like 2 more years of eligibility. Take that. You declare for the draft, averaging 2.9 or 2.6 points in your college career and 3 rebounds. What are you declaring for the draft for? To say you got drafted, that's it. That's the only reason why you're doing any of that stuff. That's the only reason why you're attempting to come out. Same thing with Amari Bailey. Amari Bailey, highly recruited, was at Sierra Canyon with Bronny and Zaire Wade and stuff like that. That highly recruited class. Went to UCLA, averaged 11 points per game. Comes out, gets drafted, goes straight to the Summer League, straight to the G League, and now you're in this mix. Now you're in this mix. You might play one game here, might play 2 games here. They might pull you up based off of injuries, et cetera, et cetera. But hey, it is the priorities are messed up. It's not about staying in the league. It's just saying I got drafted now.
Yeah.
It's saying I was able to reach this height. And what they don't really realize is once you do this, once you get into that mix, low-key, you're screwed. And I've heard that from multiple people. Was it Rajah Bell? It was either Rajah Bell or Steven Jackson that was like, honestly, if you about to get drafted to go play for the G League, you might as well go overseas. Try to go overseas and play for one of the better leagues. You have a better chance of coming out that way than you do playing in the G League.
Damn.
But for
Go
ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm about to say, just to go on Sage's point, now that I'm thinking about it, specifically with like these famous kids, for a majority of your life, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like you haven't had the most normal life. Private school from the jump. You were probably traveling a lot throughout your life, depending on your dad's profession. College is probably the first time in your life where you could have the most normal experience to a regular American, at least in these conversations. And again, especially with these kids that we're talking about who aren't projected to be top 5 draft picks in their class anyways, I would honestly just go to college. You don't have to be a one and done. Enjoy being big man on campus at a really big college for 2 to 3 years and live your fucking life. Because like what Sage said, bro, like you are literally going to look back when you're 24, 25, even going to be that one time you even think about college, let alone visit it, where you're like, damn, bro, this shit was fun. Like my even 1 year there, a lot of people that are one and dones at Duke talk about, yo, they love that 1 year there. They wish they could have probably stayed for more because the experience was so fun. But yeah, just enjoy that shit for real. Because college, it is hella fun. I will say that.
It's very fun,
especially for those who have been like fucking coddled for a majority of their childhood, and this is your first taste of freedom. Now be smart with it. You know, let loose and have fun. I think for a lot of people, this is their first time. So
yeah. I feel like it's stupid because you can acknowledge how much, and it goes to how you train and stuff like that. Melo talked about that. You start to cut corners, you know, everywhere you go, and this is part of running from people and playing in different leagues and all that stuff like that too. Like on the high school level, everywhere you go, you're playing as if you're going to be this star caliber player. You're playing as if you're going to be this guy. Well, as we've been told and as we're seeing, like the NBA is getting better. It's getting better. More talent, you know, philosophies might be changing and all these things like that. And you may not be the featured guy. So I'm looking at a guy like Scoot Henderson, and I think he's starting to put it together. But this is the first time in his life where he's had to come off the bench and adjust to it. And I think he's doing cool. A lot of people would not know how to take that.
Some people will bust out of the league. Sorry to cut you off. Some people will bust out the league because they never. Oh yeah, pause if needed. Fair enough. Some people will bust out the league because they never adjust to that. So they probably become a diva in the locker room. Don't practice the right way.
Just can't figure out how to make shit work for real. And a lot of guys they don't get to the league. They don't have the ball in their hands and stuff like that. They just don't know how to adjust. I'm telling you, I don't know. I would go as far as to say, and this is gonna sound crazy, they should probably, we talked about lowering, they should probably raise that age minimum.
Well, I am a fan. I'm gonna disagree there because I want that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I like the motherfuckers that hey, bro. Any chance I can see some 18-year-old motherfucker cook the league, I'm a fan. But that's selfishly, responsibly speaking, and for a life thing, there's a lot of things the NBA could do better, and that probably sets these guys up to not hardwire their brain for just the brand. The problem is, would said brand ever give a fuck about that? Probably not. But we talked about, like, you know, giving these motherfuckers health care so we avoid what was it, Taurean Prince? No, not Taurean Prince. It was
Tony Snell.
Tony Snell situation, all that other shit. We talked about that. So
nigga said that was almost Cam Reddish. Nigga, that is Cam Reddish.
Well, Omar, so my question would be with how you're sounding right now, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, you are, because a lot of the criticism with the G League Ignite is the fact that it promotes one and done culture and not going to college and trying to get into the league as soon as you can. So is that like a weakness in the G League Ignite that you're seeing then?
I think it's a weakness in like Melo was talking about, just the mentality of everything. I watched a video, and I'm going to get to the point, but I watched a video on TikTok that was like, if your parents aren't, the way shit is going, if your parents aren't genetic freaks or played sports on a high level, don't even
the exact video that you're talking about.
Don't even worry about literally seriously investing into sports like that.